Angie Dickinson is known for her grace and elegance, but behind her poised exterior lies a side of Hollywood that many do not know. In an unexpected revelation, she opens up about the 6 actors she disliked the most during her career. These are not just idle complaints, they are stories of real tension and difficult relationships on set. The surprising part is that Angie Dickinson, who has worked with some of the biggest names in Hollywood, is not afraid to share her honest feelings. What led to these conflicts? Let's dive into the world of behind-the-scenes drama with Angie Dickinson Candid Reflections. Before we dive into video, please subscribe our channel. Angie Dickinson is an iconic figure in Hollywood, known for her timeless beauty and impressive acting career that spans several decades. She made her mark in the 1950s and 1960s, quickly becoming one of the most respected actresses in both film and television. With roles in classics like Rio Bravo and The Killers, Dickinson showcased her versatility, playing everything from a femme fatale to a tough, independent woman. Her breakout role as a lead in the TV series Policewoman made her a household name and a trailblazer for women in law enforcement roles on screen. Despite her success, Dickinson's career was not without its struggles. As a woman navigating the male-dominated Hollywood industry, she faced challenges that shaped her perspective and relationships with fellow actors. While she was known for her professionalism and poise, working with some of the industry's biggest stars wasn't always easy. Behind the camera, tensions occasionally flared, and Dickinson's candid reflections on her experiences offer a rare glimpse into the realities of working in Hollywood. Her revelations about the 6 actors she disliked provide insight into the complexities of on-set dynamics and the sometimes difficult personalities she encountered during her storied career. Number 1. John Wayne. One of the most surprising revelations from Angie Dickinson came when she spoke about her experience working with the legendary John Wayne. The two starred together in the 1961 film Rio Bravo, a classic Western directed by Howard Hawks. While the movie was a major hit and is still beloved by fans today, Dickinson's experience on set was far from ideal. Despite the film's success, her relationship with John Wayne was strained, largely due to Wayne's infamous behavior and attitude on set. John Wayne, known for his tough guy persona both on and off the screen, was an intimidating figure in Hollywood. He was a product of his time, often reflecting the more traditional and conservative views prevalent in the industry during the 1950s and 1960s. However, for Dickinson, Wayne's overbearing personality was difficult to handle. She found his tendency to belittle others, especially women, particularly unsettling. During filming, Wayne was known for his macho demeanor, often making crude jokes and showing little patience for anything that didn't align with his worldview. Dickinson, who was used to maintaining a certain level of professionalism, didn't take kindly to his attitude. In interviews, Dickinson revealed that Wayne's arrogance and his treatment of her made her feel uncomfortable on set. While she respected his acting talent and the stature he held in Hollywood, she didn't shy away from sharing how his behavior affected her personally. Her discomfort with Wayne's behavior wasn't just about his on-screen persona, it was about his attitude off-camera. She mentioned how his views on women, in particular, were troubling, and that he often treated her as if she were inferior to him. While Rio Bravo was a success, it was clear that their working relationship was anything but smooth. This experience with John Wayne remained one of the most difficult professional relationships for Angie Dickinson, marking him as one of the actors she disliked the most in her career. Number 2. Frank Sinatra. Another actor that Angie Dickinson revealed she had a strained relationship with was the legendary Frank Sinatra. The two worked together on the 1960 film Ocean's 11, where Sinatra played the charismatic leader of a group of thieves, and Dickinson played his love interest. Although the film was a box office hit, Dickinson's behind-the-scenes experience with Sinatra was less than ideal. Frank Sinatra was known for his larger-than-life personality, and his reputation as a playboy and entertainer often overshadowed his work as an actor. While Sinatra was highly respected for his singing talent and his immense popularity, his behavior on set could be challenging, particularly for the women he worked with. Dickinson spoke candidly about how Sinatra's flirtatious nature and sometimes arrogant attitude made her uncomfortable. He was known to be difficult to work with, especially when he didn't get his way, and that behavior reportedly affected Dickinson during their time on set. The tension between the two was not necessarily rooted in personal animosity, but rather in Sinatra's overpowering presence. Dickinson, who was a rising star in Hollywood at the time, found Sinatra's domineering personality hard to handle. She recounted how Sinatra's tendency to control the environment and overshadow others was something she struggled with. While he was charming, his persistent attempts to flirt with her and make her the center of his attention were not received well. Dickinson made it clear that, while Sinatra had his moments of kindness and generosity, his behavior on set often left a lasting negative impression. Their professional relationship was marked by an underlying discomfort, with Dickinson feeling like she had to constantly navigate Sinatra's larger-than-life presence while trying to focus on her work. For Dickinson, Sinatra's larger-than-life persona and controlling nature made him another actor on her list of those she didn't get along with in Hollywood. Number 3. Burt Lancaster. Angie Dickinson's relationship with actor Burt Lancaster is one that she openly discussed as being far from ideal. The two worked together in the 1960 film The Train, a tense World War II thriller directed by John Frankenheimer. While the movie is regarded as a classic, their time on set was marked by friction and a clash of personalities that would shape Dickinson's view of Lancaster for years to come. Burt Lancaster, known for his physical prowess and commanding screen presence, was one of the most respected actors of his time. However, his confidence on screen sometimes translated into arrogance off-screen, which Dickinson found difficult to tolerate. She described Lancaster as having a larger-than-life ego, and she didn't always see eye to eye with him on set. While he was admired for his work ethic and dedication to his craft, Dickinson found his demeanor to be overbearing, especially in the context of their professional relationship. Lancaster was notorious for his intensity, both as an actor and as a person, and Dickinson found that it sometimes led to a lack of respect for others' contributions. She recalled instances where his personality overshadowed the collaborative nature of filmmaking, which made her feel isolated and uncomfortable at times. For Dickinson, Lancaster's dominating presence made it challenging to feel at ease, and she felt that his approach to working with others was often condescending. Although they both shared the screen in a critically acclaimed film, Dickinson's experience with Burt Lancaster was not one of mutual respect. Their interactions off-screen were far from friendly, and Dickinson never shied away from revealing how difficult it was to work alongside him. She considered him one of the actors who made her time in Hollywood less enjoyable, cementing him as another person she would rather not have had to collaborate with again. Number 4. Dean Martin. Angie Dickinson's relationship with Dean Martin was another example of the challenges she faced working with famous Hollywood personalities. The two starred together in the 1966 film The Sons of Katie Elder, a Western film directed by Henry Hathaway. Despite their on-screen chemistry, their off-screen relationship was far from harmonious, and Dickinson was open about the difficulties she experienced while working with Martin. Dean Martin, one of the Rat Pack's most beloved members, was known for his charm, wit, and easygoing attitude. However, beneath his relaxed exterior, Martin also had a reputation for being somewhat difficult to work with. Dickinson recalled that, while Martin could be funny and charismatic, his sense of humor often crossed a line, making her feel uncomfortable. He was known for his playful antics, which could sometimes feel like a form of teasing or subtle mockery. This type of behavior wasn't something that Dickinson appreciated, especially when she was trying to maintain a professional environment on set. In interviews, Dickinson mentioned that Martin's attitude sometimes bordered on condescension, and while he wasn't outright malicious, his remarks and behavior often made her feel as though she was being undermined. Martin's laid-back personality often clashed with Dickinson's more serious and disciplined approach to acting. His penchant for making light of situations, especially during intense scenes, wasn't something Dickinson found appealing. She mentioned how his frequent joking sometimes disrupted the flow of their work, causing unnecessary tension on set. Despite his popularity and status in Hollywood, Dickinson never hesitated to express her discomfort working with Martin. While their time together on The Sons of Katie Elder was professional, the underlying tension between the two made it clear that their relations wasn't one built on mutual respect. For Dickinson, Martin's casual attitude and penchant for humor sometimes made her working experience far from enjoyable, positioning him as one of the actors she disliked most in her career. Number 5. Kirk Douglas. Angie Dickinson's professional relationship with Kirk Douglas was another that she revealed as strained, despite their shared screen time in the 1961 film The Big Cat. While the movie itself received mixed reviews, it's the behind-the-scenes tension between Dickinson and Douglas that became a talking point in her later reflections on Hollywood. Kirk Douglas, a larger-than-life figure in Hollywood, was known for his intense acting style and his uncompromising dedication to his craft. While many admired him for his commitment to his roles, Dickinson found his personality off-screen to be challenging to deal with. Douglas was known to be a perfectionist, which often translated into a domineering attitude on set. Dickinson found that his push for perfection sometimes veered into controlling behavior, making it difficult for her to feel comfortable and confident in her work. In interviews, Dickinson admitted that Douglas's overbearing nature made her feel as though she was constantly being scrutinized. His constant need to be the center of attention on set left little room for her to express herself freely as an actress. Dickinson described Douglas as someone who didn't seem to believe in collaboration. He often took charge of scenes, demanding that everyone follow his lead, and this made her feel like she wasn't allowed to contribute her own ideas. While Douglas was undeniably talented and had a significant influence on the industry, Dickinson's experience with him was marked by tension. She spoke of the difficulty she had working alongside him, as she felt his presence overshadowed her own ability to shine in the film. For Dickinson, Douglas's relentless pursuit of perfection and his controlling behavior made their time together uncomfortable, earning him a spot on her list of actors she didn't get along with. Number 6. Richard Widmark. The final actor on Angie Dickinson's list of those she disliked working with was Richard Widmark. The two starred together in the 1962 film The Secret of the Purple Reef, a mystery-adventure film set against the backdrop of the ocean. While the movie was not particularly well known, the behind-the-scenes tension between Dickinson and Widmark became a defining aspect of her experience on set. Richard Widmark was a highly respected actor, known for his portrayals of morally complex characters and his knack for playing villains with a chilling edge. However, his strong personality and aggressive approach to his roles often clashed with Dickinson's more measured demeanor. Widmark had a reputation for being intense, and his willingness to go to great lengths to achieve his vision for a scene sometimes resulted in difficult interactions with fellow cast members. For Dickinson, Widmark's intensity was off-putting. She recalled instances where his aggressive behavior created an uncomfortable atmosphere on set, making it difficult for her to work with him. Unlike other actors she had worked with, Widmark's energy felt overpowering, and Dickinson was not one to tolerate the kind of behavior that came with his passionate commitment to his craft. She found it particularly frustrating that Widmark didn't always take others' opinions into account, often assuming his approach was the best or only way to do things. While there was no outright animosity between the two, Dickinson's experience with Widmark was far from pleasant. She made it clear in interviews that his domineering attitude made her feel as though her contributions as an actress were less valued. As a result, Widmark's behavior left a lasting negative impression on Dickinson, making him another actor she would prefer to avoid working with in the future. Angie Dickinson's candid reflections on H. Her experiences with these 6 actors shed light on the often hidden struggles that come with working in Hollywood. While these actors were all highly respected in their own right, their behavior on set sometimes made it difficult for Dickinson to maintain a comfortable and productive working environment. Her willingness to speak out about these experiences highlights the complexities of the industry, where fame and talent don't always guarantee respect or mutual understanding. Dickinson's honesty serves as a reminder that even the brightest stars can have challenging relationships behind the scenes.